today's cooking experience, we are going to obviously have a look at the TM6. We are having a whole month of focusing on saving money with your Thermomix and getting a Thermomix in to a budget and all that kind of stuff. So today's cooking experience is a little bit along the lines of saving money and stuff like that. And I will share obviously what the gift with purchase and everything like that is with your Thermomix as well. Now, of course, you can ask questions as we go. If you want to just come off mute and ask, that's fine, totally okay. Just come off mute and get a word in. Or you can just use your chat option at the side and I can answer the question when I've got a little bit of dead time. But before we get started, I will tell you the price of the Thermomix. So the TM6 is $2,359. We do have lots of payment options available and I will go through them towards the end of the demo. And of course, chat to your consultant and work out what the best option is for you. At the moment, we have got a special offer, which you do get 3 free gifts when you purchase a Thermomix. So you can start saving money as soon as your Thermomix arrives. You get a pizza tray, which I will be using today. You get the muffin tray and also the Simply Delicious cookbook, which the main recipe is out of as well. So really great cookbook. It's all family meals and desserts for under $5 a serve. And some of them are like less than $2 a serve. So it's a really good budget-friendly book as well. So for those who haven't seen, so Katrina, who hasn't seen the Thermomix before, and I know Alicia, you're still deciding about your Thermomix, all of your recipes for your Thermomix are stored on Cookidoo. And I know, Alicia, you're a big fan of Cookidoo and you've already downloaded the free trial and started having a look at the recipes and all of that. And you definitely can do that if you're thinking about a Thermomix. Grab a Cookidoo subscription as a trial and start having a look at the recipes that you would cook for your family. So I've told Cookidoo what we're cooking today. And if I just go over here and I go my week, my 2 recipes that we're cooking today pop up because I've already told it that that's what we're having today. So I'm doing a quick pizza dough and I'm also doing a quick chicken curry. And the reason why I'm doing the pizza dough is you can cook naan bread and rosti and all the Indian type of breads with your Thermomix, or you can make the doughs with your Thermomix. But I just thought the pizza dough is probably the simplest dough that you can do in your Thermomix, and it is far better than anything that you can buy and far cheaper. So one of the big ways that I've saved money in my Thermomix is making homemade pizza because it costs us probably, I don't know, less than $10 or $15 if we go out and actually buy fancy ingredients. Sometimes we have homemade pizza, it doesn't cost anything because we just use leftovers or whatever we've got in the cupboard. So pizza at home is a real money saver in our book. So that's what I'm gonna do first. And I'm just gonna do them into like little mini pizzas for my kids to dip into their curry. So just to show you that you don't have to make a full pizza with the pizza dough. So I'm gonna do that first. And then the quick chicken curry, like I said, is out of the Simply Delicious cookbook, which is like a budget quick curry. So yeah, okay. So I've hit get started on my pizza dough and I've actually got my ingredients ready, but if you didn't have your ingredients, thanks Dale, if you pop it on the screen. Oh, yep, thank you. No, oh, there you go, thank you. If you didn't have your ingredients ready, you could just click this button and it would tell you what all of your ingredients are that you need to get out, any hints and tips, all of that is all on your screen. But I'm just gonna say start cooking because I've got my stuff ready to go. Excellent. And like I said, just pop questions in the chat if you have got any questions as we go as well. And Linda, I'd love to know, have you made pizza in your Thermomix yet?
Gemma, I have.
Excellent.
But I need to do it again one day.
Did it not, you weren't happy with it or you just have only done it once?
I've done it once or twice, but I use it. I used to use it a lot, but now I work as a nurse and I'm exhausted by the time I walk in the door and I start work I leave home at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Like
Yep.
And it takes me half an hour to get to work.
Yep.
And I walk in the door after school and it's like I've got swimming on for my daughter, or I've got P&C on school, and stuff like that. And it's like, I just can't get my head into it. I need to prep during the weekend, but we've often got stuff on.
Yes, okay. Yeah. I'm just going to start again because I was talking and instead of putting lukewarm water, I put in pizza flour. So I'm just starting that again. And luckily I've got 2 bowls, so I've just sat that bowl aside and I'll deal with that in a minute. And now I'm just going to put my fresh bowl on. No, it's not your fault at all. I should just know this recipe goes water first, but for some reason I started with flour. It's all good. I'll go again. But yeah, so you're quite busy, and that's sort of meaning that you can't have time sort of to prep. It's sort of probably a little bit of meal prep and all that kind of stuff that you're lacking at the moment.
Yes, definitely.
Linda. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, my trusty assistant here just made a great suggestion, and you can actually do pizza dough the night before. So you can actually get this up to where you'll see when I put it in the Thermomat, and then you can put it in the freezer. Oh, not the freezer, the fridge, and then use it the next day. So that might be something that you could do, to help your future self. But yes, I totally understand the picking kids up from school and you feel like you just don't have any time in that meal prep time where you should be cooking dinner, and it's like everybody, one needs to go here, one needs to go there.
Yeah.
That is my life. So I don't have to get out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, luckily, because I would not go well with that. But yes, I fully understand the busyness. Yeah. Rightio. So now all I've done here is I've put my water, my sugar, and my yeast in with the water, and now, drum roll, I am going to put my flour. Now I'm actually just going to use this flour mixture. It's going to have a little bit extra yeast, but that's okay, because I just don't want to waste it. There we go. So some of the flour, and then I'll get some more flour. And I think Katrina's joined us by herself now, so that's great. Hey Katrina, welcome. Okay, then the oil. Here we go. Now we're going. As I was saying, pizza dough is super easy. It's a very forgiving recipe as well. So a little bit over, a little bit under, it will generally work. Bit of salt. And now we're just going to knead for 2 minutes. So when you're doing doughs and stuff like that in your Thermomix, for those who've got a Thermomix, make sure you don't leave the Thermomix on the bench by itself. So this is the time where you do not leave your Thermomix. But about a minute of, I think it's about 2 minutes of Thermomix kneading is equivalent to about 6 minutes of kneading by hand. So it's much quicker than having to stand there and actually knead the dough as well. And Jenny, have you made pizza in your Thermomix or pizza dough yet?
No, I haven't yet.
No? Oh, very good. Okay, that's good. So I'm just getting my, what's the matter, Shane? Sorry? Cover. Oven is on, yes, darling. He's trying to give me hand signals here and I don't know what that means. Anyway, I've got my Thermomat. So if you ladies who've already got a Thermomix don't have a Thermomat, just chat to your consultant about how you can get one of those. The Thermomat is great for any time where you're doing any kind of doughs, scones, anything messy. You can pop it on there. And a little tip, especially when you're doing pizza dough, is just to give it a little bit of an oil spray so that nothing sticks to it as well. Obviously, you could do that with more flour if you preferred as well. I like the oil because I don't get flour everywhere. Rightio. And I have got my oven on, but I am going to prove this just for a little while as well.
Gemma, that's a good tip about using the olive oil spray instead of the flour.
Yeah. It's much less messy.
Yeah, it sounds it.
Yeah. Okay, and then that's it for the Thermomix and your pizza dough. So you'll come out with a beautiful dough. Oh, thanks, Doll. Beautiful dough like that, and then you just pop it out onto your thermomat. Now, if you did have, if this was scones and that was all sticking to the blades, what you can do is you can just turn your Thermomix upside down, twist your bottom off, and just push your blade out like that. Then you've got a nice clean bowl. Just grab any little bits that might be still in there. And then a really easy way to just pick up your blades and be able to grab anything from underneath them, so you're not standing there for ages with a spatula or anything like that as well. And then a quick back in there, and then that's nice, and that bowl's clean enough to now continue on with my next recipe. So I'm just going to drop that there. Now look at this dough. This is beautiful. It's really really nice. It's all together. It's not too dry. It's not too wet. It's just perfect. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm just going to roll that up in my thermomat, and I'm going to sit it somewhere warm. Shane, you might just go sit it in front of the heater for like 10 minutes, because it's nice and warm out in the other room in front of the heater. Thanks, darling. Okay, so then it tells us all the instructions. So because Cookidoo have got some extra tips of things to do in your Thermomix after. Oh, now someone's coming in the waiting room too, darling. You've got lots of stuff to do. Because there's tips and stuff like that that aren't part of the recipe, that is now all on your screen. So it's actually telling you to cover it with plastic, let it prove, all of those other steps that aren't, you know, on your in your Thermomix. So you can just go next past them, and then you're through that recipe. So now I'm going to start the next recipe, which we'll just go here and go my week and hit the chicken curry, the quick chicken curry. And now this one is a really, you know, it's probably not the most authentically Indian curry that you'll ever have, but it is really nice and quick and not lots and lots of ingredients. So it's a winner in my book. So we'll start cooking. So the first thing we do with this one is we sort of make our base paste, which is a piece of ginger and 3 garlic cloves and a 1 to 2, and it says, oh, it doesn't say red, but it says 1 to 2 chilies. I just put in 1 chili, and I do de-seed it because my kids are a bit funny with too much spice. Brown onion, just in half. And then we just chop that stuff up for 3 seconds. So lid on, and we're on speed 7 for 3 seconds. And when it says quick chicken curry, that's already probably saved you a few minutes just by being able to chop up those ingredients that quickly as well. So give it a scrape down, as you can see in the bowl. Can you show in the bowl, Duh? You can see how that onion and everything has chopped up nicely. Oh, the chili just got me in the eye. Anyway, now we're going in with half a red capsicum. Now, I have chopped this up into pieces already, and a carrot cut into pieces as well. So like actual bite-sized pieces. And we are going to give that a rough chop as well. And then we are going to pop some oil in, and it is going to saute that now. So you'll see that there is a little bit of the capsicum has been chopped and a little bit of the carrot has been chopped, but it actually wants some of that texture in the finished product. Now, sorry, I am going to put in some of my spices now as well. ingredients over here. Who just joined us, Shane? Who? Alicia. Oh, Alicia left and came back. Or a different Alicia?
No, Maureen.
Oh no, Maureen. Okay, hi Maureen. Alicia was already here, Shane. Pay attention, darling. Maureen, how are you today? We can't hear you. You're on mute. If you are trying to speak to us. I've got a teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of turmeric, now I'm not going to put in the dried chili flakes because like I said, I'm trying to keep it low heat for the children, and a teaspoon of paprika. I'm going to put a little bit extra paprika because they actually quite like that flavour. Okay, now we're putting our lid on and we are going to cook that for 3 minutes. Okay, so that just now marries those spices and the garlic and the onion. Oh, Maureen, that's okay. Thanks for joining us. So it marries those spices together and actually makes like a curry paste, basically. So that's what you're doing now. So let me just grab my chicken because I know that's what my next step is. Oh. And Maureen, tell us in the chat if you don't want to come off mute. Have you got a Thermomix and if you do have a Thermomix, what are you loving cooking in your Thermomix? Or if you haven't, then that's okay too. Just get my coconut cream opened. I'm going to use all of my tin of my coconut cream as well. That's another thing that I like to do so I don't waste it, because I know if I put it in the fridge or even in the freezer, I know there's Buckley's chance that I'll actually use it. So I might as well make the curry a little bit creamier and it go a little bit further. So yeah, that's my other, I guess, less waste. Probably not saving money, but less waste. So yeah. Who joined us now, Shane? Lauren? Lauren, hello Lauren. Welcome. Okay, so Maureen says, yes, I have a TM6 and the grandchildren up for the weekend. We did hot chocolate. We love to explore all sorts of things. Excellent. How good is it that you can get the grandkids in the kitchen helping you as well, Maureen? That's awesome. Love it. Very good. Rightio. So we've got another minute there. We're just, like I said, I don't know if you can see in there, Shane, but that's just, oh, you can't see, so don't worry about that. But it's just marrying those spices and stuff with our garlic and our onion all together. And I tell you, I'm pleased I didn't have to chop the chili and the onion because I'd be crying, but even the fumes coming off that chili chopped up really got me. So, all good. Anyway, thanks so much for being here with us, guys, the ones that have just joined us. We are having a little bit of a budget-friendly cooking class or cooking experience today. We've already made our dough for our pizza, and it is a pizza dough, but I'm going to make it into sort of little individual dippers for the kids for the curry. And then we're making the quick chicken curry, which they are both, oh no, actually the pizza dough is not in the Simply Delicious cookbook, but the chicken curry is from the Simply Delicious cookbook, which I will talk about in a minute. Okay, so then the Thermomix dings, and I know it's time to come back here and hit next and continue on with our recipe. So I've got a piece of lemongrass and some white sugar, which is optional, but I think I will add it. And only a teaspoon.
Gemma, can you use raw sugar or do you have to use white sugar? I'm trying to numerous reasons I'm trying to use raw sugar instead of white.
Yeah, no, raw sugar would be totally fine in this recipe. Actually, and I reckon I used to only have raw sugar, and I don't know that you know, other than when it's, you know, something that doesn't get processed at all, like, you know, an icing sugar or, you know, something like that. There's not many times where you can't use the raw sugar instead. Maureen?
No.
Oh, not Maureen. Linda, sorry. Yeah. And you know that you can mill your own sugar in your Thermomix? Yeah. So if it was that you needed, like, you know, some cakes ask for caster sugar, which means that they really want their sugar even processed a little bit further than white sugar. So if I was making a cake and it called for caster sugar, I would mill it in my Thermomix first, raw sugar in my Thermomix first.
Cool.
Just because that actually might affect the texture of the cake.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Rightio. So now, just while I was talking then, I chucked in my 700 grams of chicken thigh fillets. Now these chicken thigh fillets have been just diced up into bite-sized pieces. So that's all I've done there. And Shane, while that's doing that, I might just do my first little information about Cookidoo. Thank you. Rightio. So as I was saying before, and I know a couple of you have jumped on since I was talking about Cookidoo, but Cookidoo is our platform for all of our recipes. So it's cookidoo.com.au. You can start a free trial anytime you like for 30 days to have a look at the recipes of Cookidoo. But the reason why my instructions are step by step on my Thermomix today is because I'm actually in the recipe that is on Cookidoo, okay? So, and I've actually told the Thermomix that these are the recipes that I'm cooking today, and they were just in one click, they were on my TM6. So when you're in Cookidoo, you can search by ingredient, category, collection, your favorite, popular dishes. It has suggestions of what everyone else is cooking. New collections, so we've just got the Ginwana. I say that wrong every time, but that's a health retreat up north, and they've just done a whole collection of recipes that they serve at their health retreat. So that's a collection now on Cookidoo, so that's free for everybody that's got Cookidoo subscription. And the Cookidoo subscription is $69 a year, but you do get 6 months for free when you get your Thermomix. So the other things in Cookidoo is your meal planning. We do have the meal planning little part in the app and also in the full web version of Cookidoo. You can make a meal plan, you can do your shopping lists, you can then click it to do your online shopping, so either your delivery or your click and collect with Woolworths. And as I mentioned before, we do have an app for Cookidoo now as well. So make sure if you haven't got the app for Cookidoo, it's very worth your while. It doesn't cost any extra to have the app, so make sure you have the app on your phone because it's very handy to be able to, you know, you might be in Woolies and see something on special, or you just might not know what you're having for dinner for the night, and you can actually go into your app. And it's like taking all of your cookbooks to Woolworths with you because you've got all your recipes in there inside that little app. Now, we've just had Cookidoo 3.0 be released. What that means is that you can now create your own recipes. So any of your old tried and tested recipes handed down from grandma, or maybe your family do a really good tweak to one of the Cookidoo recipes, or you love something from the recipe community, then you can upload that onto your very own Cookidoo platform and have your own recipe step by step on your Thermomix, which it probably doesn't sound that exciting to people who didn't have a Thermomix before, but it's very, very exciting because that's all people used to ask us is, oh, when can I put my own recipes on Cookidoo? So now we can say, yes, you can. Upload your own recipes until your heart's content. And there's been some great recipes uploaded to Cookidoo 3.0 as well. Okay, so that's our 3 minutes done with our chicken. So our chicken's been in, and you've just, you can have a look at that. It's just nicely mixed. Thanks, Doll. Nicely mixed in there. It's still whole, It hasn't mashed up the chicken or anything like that, because when we were stirring that, it was just going in reverse on slow speed. So it wasn't chopping up that chicken any further than what I had already chopped it. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, which I'm just estimating, and the same of fish sauce. I only found out the other day that you should keep your fish sauce in the fridge. I never knew that before, but I do now. And our coconut cream. And like I said to you, I'm going to put my extra coconut cream in because I don't want to waste any. Oh, except all that I just spilled. There we go. That'll do us. Let me pop that one in the bin. Okay. So our coconut cream's in, and then we're just going to pop the lid on and cook that for 8 minutes. So that is a very, I think once the 8 minutes is done, so you can you just show the screen there as soon as I wipe that, Shane? There we go. See here, when you are in reverse, there's like that. When if it was the blades, it would be like that, but we want to be in reverse. And then the very first setting on your Thermomix is the spoon, so the soft spoon, which is, like I said, barely moving. You can't probably see how slow it is, but it's barely moving, and it's not going to chop those ingredients up any further. That's how chopped that they will be. For those that have got a Thermomix, this has asked for chicken thigh fillets. If you are one of these people that doesn't like chicken thigh fillets, because I know there are people out there that don't like chicken thighs, you can definitely substitute with chicken breast. Just make sure you chop your chicken breast a little bit bigger, because it cooks quicker and it doesn't stay together as well as the chicken thigh fillets. So you will, if you only cut it to the size, like small bite-sized pieces like what I did here, you will more than likely get a little bit of shredded chicken through. It won't shred completely, but you will notice that there's a bits of shredded chicken in your Thermomix, in your curry. So yeah, anyway, that's that little tip for those of you who've already got a Thermomix. Now, thigh fillets have more flavour. Oh, Maureen, they definitely have got more flavour, yes. They're not as good if you're on a diet because they're oilier and fattier and stuff like that. So some people do only like chicken breast, but definitely if you don't have to worry about that and you're just going for flavour and the outcome, thighs are the best, I think, in my personal opinion. But anyway, we won't go into that because some people don't even like looking at chicken thighs as well. So we won't start a debate about that. Rightio. So what's my next bit, Shane? Host rewards. Oh, thank you. Okay, so host rewards. Thank you so much, Jenny. I know that you invited some of your friends along to watch the demo today. And any time that you ladies who've got a Thermomix would like to invite your friends along, we do these demonstrations at least once a month. So you can always invite a couple of people along and be rewarded by your consultant. So this is our standard list of what you can get. So like I said before, the Thermomat that I was using, and then any of your thermo servers as well are on that list. So there's lots of different ways of hosting a Thermomix demo these days. So you can introduce a friend to your Thermomix consultant. You can invite 2 friends on to something like this. You can have a Facebook party, or you can do a personalized Zoom session like this with just you and, all your people. So there's lots of options there. At the moment, very excitingly, we do have a special. Now I'm just moving my ingredients over, which you can't see, but we do have a special host reward. So at the moment, if you host a demo, you can receive a glider board for your Thermomix. And I'll just show the ladies who haven't seen, I've just got my other Thermomix here on a glider board. So Thermomix have finally made their own glider board, which they have approved for the use with your Thermomix. So you definitely don't have to have your Thermomix sitting on anything. But if you have a Thermomix that does get moved around your bench, rather than it being dragged or having to be picked up and moved, the slider board is great. So, Jenny, are you in the market for a slider board?
Yeah, I want a slider board.
You want a slider board? Yeah, I thought that might have been. Sorry, Shane? Oh, glider board. Glider board. I'm supposed to be saying glider board. G. I should remember this. It's G for Gemma. Glider. Sorry, they're a glider board. Do not buy a slide board. Okay, so yeah, this is the glide board. So I don't know if you've had a look at it, Jenny, but it's actually, how much did I say it weighed? I weighed it the other day. It's like about 2 or 3 kilos. It's quite strong. It's really, really quite heavy. And what it is it's got 3 feet, almost exactly the same as the Thermomix feet. 4, thank you, Shane, that's 4 feet. Oh dear, it's Sunday and I've lost the plot. Okay, it's got 3 feet. It's got 4 feet, and your stop it, Shane. Okay, it's got 4 feet, and your Thermomix has got 3 feet. So it's got 3 little holes here where your Thermomix feet go, and then the 4 feet on the glider board are the same sort of material as your Thermomix. So if it's like this, it will not move on the bench, okay? So even if it was kneading or whatever, it's not gonna move. But then it's also got these 2 little, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. It's got these 2 that are slightly higher when it's tilted, and they're smooth. So as soon as it gets tilted, it's on the smooth one. So then it glides. Oh dear. You can tell why Thermomix haven't asked me to be their official spokesperson of the glider board, can't you? But it is actually really good. I've said for years not to put your Thermomix on anything, because for years there hasn't been a product that we have recommended, and everything hasn't been able to stop a Thermomix sliding around. But this is great if you do need to pop your Thermomix away. Wow, that was a lot, wasn't it? Anyway, so that is the special at the moment. So if you would like a glider board for your Thermomix, all you've got to do is host a demonstration and invite 2 friends. Now, like I said, it can be online, it can be anywhere. And if you don't want to do that and you just want to buy one of those, they are available now in the Mix shop, and they're $149.95. If you host a demo, they're $50. And if your friend buys one, you get one for free as your thank you gift. So that's your options with the glider board. Now, as I was saying before about the Simply Delicious cookbook, this comes free at the moment with your Thermomix. Lots of great recipes in there for your under $5 a serve meals as well. And Shane's now just going to get our pizza, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the pizza dough. Thank you, darling, which I'd almost forgotten. Thank you. Rightio. So now, look, this pizza has probably almost doubled in size, but it really doesn't matter. You can get your pizza happening pretty much almost straight out of the Thermomix. Let it settle for a little while, but yeah. So this basic pizza dough would do 2 full-size, family-size pizzas. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do little tiny, like little dippers for the curry for the kids. So I'm just going to leave that for a second. Okay, and I'm just going to, again, this is where your oil spritz comes in handy rather than more oil. I'm just going to give those, sorry? Rather than flour. Oh. It hasn't been that big a week for me either. I don't know why I've lost all my words. Okay, so now this is the pizza tray that I was saying you get for free this month when you purchase the Thermomix as well. And they're really cool too if you, they're in the mix shop, you can buy those in the mix shop, but they're really great if you're making your own, obviously homemade pizzas, but you can cook anything on them. A lady was telling me the other day she heats up chicken nuggets in the oven on them and they are really good because they're really crispy because they've got the holes in them. So I'm just doing tiny little mini ones and I'm just chucking them into my oven. And I'm going to do some others. I'm just going to grab another tray from over here. And I'm just going to do a few more of those as well. Like I said before, you can do naan bread in your Thermomix if you're going to try and stick to your Indian theme. And it's really quite delicious, but this is a lot easier. You don't have to worry about cooking this on a pan or anything like that. The naan bread. We like the naan bread in our pizza oven. It's quite good, isn't it, doll? Yep. Rightio. I'll probably get asked why we don't have naan bread today by the children, but it's all about quick and cheap, and I don't even know, it wouldn't be very much. A pizza dough would not cost very much to make. That's the other good thing about the Simply Delicious cookbook is all of the recipes are actually costed. So you can actually see how much a serve they say that they are, obviously at the time of making it. Some of those things have probably gone up a little bit now with the prices that we're paying for vegetables and stuff like that. I need another tray. So you can get quite a lot of dough out of this one batch. And you can easily double that batch as well if you were cooking pizza for a lot of people as well. Okay. Now, that's in. And I'm just going to ignore those two pieces for a sec. And I have just ignored my Thermomix at the moment, but as I just were, when it was dinging, I just touched it and that stopped it dinging, and now I'm going to go next to my last step. So you can see it's nice and hot, and I'm popping in my frozen peas, which are still frozen. And I don't actually have any basil, but here's where you can put some basil in as well. It does say optional, so, you know, I'm going with the option of that, of not doing it. Now, I'm just going to give that a stir just to make sure that those peas are all in there, because this just heats up for another minute. And it's, again, on reverse, so your chicken doesn't get any further mashed up or anything like that, and then your peas cook in there and heat up for a minute. Rightio, payment options. This is a quick demo today, isn't it? Or is it not? It's just because I've lost the plot. Rightio, so to get your Thermomix, your payments your payment is $2,359. We have got a few options there for how you can pay the outright payment, or the best way to get a Thermomix, I think, is becoming a Thermomix consultant. You can join our team and either bring your own Thermomix for those who've already got a TM6, or you can earn your very own TM6 as you go. Joining the team only costs $125, and you actually get more than that in the kit, and you get that back when you qualify as a consultant as well. $125 to start, best investment I ever made. At the moment, we do have the 36 months interest free for a limited time only. Now, with the 36 months interest free with Zip Money, you can pay it off quicker if you like. But if you take the full 36 months to pay it off, it's $16.97 a week. So we can get that into pretty much anybody's food budget with what you can save once you start cooking with your Thermomix. So if that's something that you need to look at, chat to your consultant about fitting that into your budget as well. We also have got the Easy 3, which you pay $1,009 when you order, and then you pay $700 the next month, and then $700 the month after that. So there are definitely lots of options to get your Thermomix, and definitely if you want to chat about payment options or anything like that, just give your consultant or myself a call. We'd be more than happy to help you figure out what is going to suit you best as well. Rightio, now our chicken curry is done. That was only a minute. So here we go. I'm just going to get, it actually smells really good. That lemongrass, there's actually whole chunks of lemongrass floating around in there, but it smells delicious when it's, the steam coming off it smells absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to give you a little plate up here of this. And how does that look? This camera? That camera? Which one, darling? Oh, that one. There. Well, that's not the best one. I reckon this camera. No. This one. Yeah, there. See? Yeah, so that is really, really quick, easy curry. Now, I just want to see how my little pizzas are not quite cooked. I'm just going to have a minute. Now, before we go, did anyone have any questions? Come off mute and talk to me now whilst I wait one more minute for my pizza. Who was that? Did someone say no, they don't have a question? No? No, everyone's on mute. Okay. Anybody? Maybe not. All good. Your Thermomix consultant will be in contact with you, so you can definitely ask her questions as well. We are only too happy to answer any questions you might have about getting a Thermomix or hosting a demo. Now, here's our pizza. It will need a little bit longer, but I just wanted to show you how this is coming along. As you can see, oh, you can't see actually because it hasn't browned yet. I was going to say it might have browned on the bottom, but this is just going to be like little kind of dippers for the curry. So they're almost cooked. They probably only need a couple more minutes and they will be ready. So yeah. Anyway, that's our demo for today, guys. If you don't have any questions, have a fabulous Sunday afternoon. If you do have questions, type them in the chat or come off mute. Thank you, Maureen.